Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Shuang Hor Group training today. I will talk about a very special product range today, household product. Shuang Hor has known to be selling a range of health product. Then you might wonder, how come household product like detergent is in one of product range as well? Yes, this product range is very special. GoEco is a special range of environmentally friendly household product. Giving peace of mind in removing dirt effortlessly with safe use. Before I talk about the GoEco, let us know some about household product. The laundry detergent and the dishwash that we use, most of them are powerful and effective dirt and contaminate removers. However, they are source of toxic chemical, phosphate, optical brightener, Nonylphenol, Triclosan, and this is harmful to the environment because they are low biodegradability, and most importantly, the residual traces of chemical are likely to gain entry into our body, so they will lead to risk of cancerous disease, hormonal disturbance, and neural damage. I think that's quite serious. Okay. In case you don't know what is a list of substances in our household product. Number one, optical brightness. In fact, this is the one that quite commonly used, especially if you want to use it for those very bright color or even white color shirt. For example, last time my school uniform is a white color, so high chance my mother had to use optical brightness. So what is optical brightness? Optical brightness is capable of absorbing the sunlight to make the clothing look clean and white, but do not actually possess cleaning function. What it means that optical brightness is actually a chemical that spray or use when you use it, then it can increase the whiteness in visual effect by 30%. So it's actually we call 荧光剂. So this is a chemical after you use, you dry out, you stay on the surface of the coating, so you have a bright reflection back to your visual. So this is optical brightener, but it don't really clean the coating. So in fact, this optical brightness is potentially cause cancer, allergy, and inflammation. And if long-term contact found in undergarment may lead to breast cancer, cervical cancer, and even prostate cancer. So number two, phosphate. The phosphate is actually a cleansing agent, and phosphate is actually harm to the environment. Phosphate are known to cause eutrophication or aging of lake or slow-moving stream due to biological enrichment of its water. What it means is, eutrophication means that when this chemical pour into the stream, then there will be mass propagation of algae, and this will lead to lack of oxygen in the water, and will affect the aquatic life. The fishes will die because there's not enough oxygen. I think this is one of the major pollutants to the environment now. Number three, solvents. Solvent is a cleaning function. For example, the strong cleaning solvent are acetone. The mild solvent can be alcohol. I think we are quite familiar with these two. And these solvents will also cause harm to the human health. For example, it inflicts harm on the liver, skin, and central nervous system. And if you inhale excessively, will cause headache and even more problem. Number 4 is a strong alkali. Alkali is also a cleaning function. Alkali can cause a nose ulcer, harms to the cornea, and even can have severe corrosion to the skin. That depends on how strong the alkali is. Okay, let's move on to another one. Nonylphenol. Nonylphenol is a powerful cleaning function and harmful to the human health. For example, reduce sperm count and the harm to the skin and liver. And the bad thing about this, it tends to leave large amount of residue traces on the surface after washing. Another chemical, formalin. Formalin is a preservative and antiseptic. So formalin, I think for those who attend bio class before will know, it's actually we can use it to preserve certain small animal. And I even heard that some fishmonger is actually using small amount of formalin in their seafood to preserve the look of the seafood like fishes. So for example, now in Chinese New Year, I think the Phosphate, I think the Chang is the most popular. I heard about since maybe 3 or 4 or even 5 months ago, they start to stock out Phosphates, and some might even put some chemical just to preserve the look. And you might wonder, are they using formalin in the so-called detergent? In case you are using the 3 brand of the detergent at your home, which I listed down, if you look at the label carefully, it actually contains formalin. And this formalin is a potential carcinogen, and it's a irritation. It will cause irritation to the respiratory tract and eyes. Artificial colorings, and you might wonder how this artificial coloring is in the detergent. If you are using those commercial detergent, some of them are come with light blue color, some of them are come with white color. And to be frank with you, all this is all although we don't really consume it, but even when you use it, you also can contaminate the skin and internal organ. The next one is triclosan. Triclosan is an antiseptic and deodorant, and triclosan will interfere with body thyroid hormone metabolism and may be potential endocrine disruptor. This endocrine disruptor, I will talk about it more later. And those children exposed to antibacterial compound, triclosan, at a very early age will have an increased chance of developing allergy, asthma, and eczema. In fact, triclosan is used more in toothpaste. I will talk about triclosan more when I talk about our Shuang Hor product, but it's actually a kind of chemical. The next one, Perborates, is a bridging agent. I think bridging agent, you also know, is a very strong chemical for bridge to let the thing become white. And this solution will cause the production of peroxides, which can be irritate to the skin. That is the reason why if you are using this kind of bleach very frequent, then if you are not wearing glove or anything, so it might have a lot of irritating, especially when this bleach touch your skin. So this is the bleach. I think it's very commonly used in Singapore. So let me move on to all this chemical. This chemical actually eventually they will cause harm to our body hormone balancing. So what we mentioned just now, most of them contain this thing called environmental hormones. What is environmental hormones? It's a generic term we use for all these chemical substances that can enter the body and it mimic hormones. You know that our body actually need hormone to do all the job, but when you have this environmental hormone going to a body, it will disrupt the function of the hormone naturally secreted by the body. It means that when your body detects these environmental hormones, it will mistakenly is the hormone that available in your bloodstream. So the body tend to produce less or even more just to counteract all these so-called artificial or environmental hormones. And these environmental hormones are difficult to decompose and have a high degree of residuality. It means that it will stay on. For example, on the detergent, it will stay on after you use it, you will stay on your clothing after washing. And it also known as the endocrine disruptors. As I mentioned just now, you interfere with your hormone system in human and as well as animal. So not only all these chemical will harm human being, you also harm the animal in the wild. So any system in the body controlled by hormone can be derailed by hormone disruptors. So what is all the risk of the endocrine disruptor? It causes viral cancer, and it causes neuroendocrine, a cancer in the nerve cell and hormone producing cell, and thyroid problem, birth defect like feminizing of males, and muscular effect on females, cause fertility problem. And as I mentioned just now, you will have animation of natural hormone in the body. They are responsible for specific development disorder. For example, learning disability, behavior, severe attention deficit disorder, cognitive or brain development problem. I think this is a series of problems that due to this animation of the natural hormone in the body, that when all the environmental hormone was introduced to our body. So now let's look at a safer way of, or rather a product that is safe to use. So we'll look at the evolution of the cleaning agent. So this is a new technology. The technical background is a biotech, and it's actually started since 1990. And we believe that this will be the strong future trend. And we can see in the market, a lot of cleaning agent are adopting to biotechnology form. So the product content is enzyme, viable bacteria. How it acts? Enzyme will help to break down the sweat pollutants into smaller molecules. Various viable bacteria will completely decompose them into water and carbon dioxide. So actually use an enzyme, which is a viable bacteria, to do the act. And the product feature, biotechnology will use the principle of nature, clean at the same time, complete a deodorant and inhibit bacterial growth. So itself is this enzyme itself is a bacteria. The good thing about it is that it can break down all the dirt, and it also can inhibit other growth of other type of bad bacteria. I think that's a good thing about this enzyme base. Of course, it will definitely safer to the environment as well. Why bioenzyme? Bioenzymes are a special group of protein used for the purpose of breaking down organic dirt and able penetrating deep into entire fabrics of our clothing or difficult to reach area. It means that our fabric might be thick, so actually the bioenzyme able to penetrate to all part of the fabric. And if you use this bioenzyme on other type of washing, for example, your plate or even your hook, a cooking hook, and there may be some difficult to reach area. So this bioenzyme can be more effective in cleaning all these difficult to reach area. And when the dirt being broken down into smaller cluster, so it can be really dislodged at east. And you only need a small amount of all these bioenzyme, and you can clean more dirt. So it's more efficient. That's what it means. Let me introduce this product informer called GoEco. But so this GoEco is a bioenzyme product. So with the formulation, it's more green, able to do more clean, and definitely healthy and safe to use. I think that's a key point of this GoEco product. There are two product range. One is all-purpose cleaner. The other one is a liquid detergent. So let me start with APC, or all-purpose cleaner. I believe a lot of you might use the product for a while. You haven't used it, so let me introduce them today. Let's look at function and benefits. So it is contain the lipase enzyme and protease enzyme. So these two capable of sweeping difficult to reach area and to completely break down oily residue and dirt. So then you're able to dislodge the oily stain, reduce oily sludge, and eliminate the problem of those not so nice smell. And there's one good thing about all these enzymes. It can go through the drain pipe. The waste, when you go through the drain pipe, it will contain all these enzymes. Then you keep on the oil breaking down process. So you will have less pollution to the environment. So I think this is a good point. We can contribute, if we use this kind of product, we can contribute to safeguard the environment as well. And you have this glucoside cleaning agent and non-ionic cleaning agent. So this is a plant source surfactants. In case you don't know what's a surfactant, surfactant means that in order to bring all this dislodged oil stain from the surface, for example from the plate or from the clothing, you need a surfactant to pull it away. So this is the meaning of surfactant. So you pull it, all this dirt, and to follow the water to go to the waste. So that you need surfactants. So it can remove the dirt effectively without any residual trace left. Let me show you this process of cleaning. So this is very important. As I mentioned, bioenzyme, you break down all the stain, all the oil stain, for example, or all the dirt into the smaller pieces. And the surfactants, you can pull all these it can pull all these stains away from the surface of the want to wash and let it follow the water. So that's the purpose of surfactant. And this surfactant will keep on doing the job even you are at the draining pipe. So I think that's a good thing about this enzyme, this kind of product. Why APC? So you have an efficient cleaning performance of all tableware, no build of food residue on plates, glasses, or all the fork and spoon that we use. It consists of lemon oil, free from artificial perfume, free from any chemical, strong, acidic, or alkaline, harmful solvent. I think we mentioned just now, all the solvent can be quite harmful to us. So it does not harm your hand, the utensils, or the surfaces of any material. And it comes with highly concentrated formulation. You do the dilution, and you have the low salt, means a low bubble when you wash it. So you need only a small amount to generate economical cleaning result. So this product have the low bubble after you wash. So somebody think that, hey, whether do I wash it? Do I able to wash clean or not? So it's able to wash it. It's just that it's a low salt, means a low bubble when you wash it. So And one good thing is all the sponge, all the washing basin do not become oily and can rinse clean with ease after use. So that's the reason you can save more sponge. And you can use on many type of surface: kitchen, tableware, hook, floor, bedroom, home appliances, clothing, even can car body, even jewelry. So jewelry is very safe. You can use it so you will not lose the shine. And it's actually conformed to the International Environmental Protection Regulation as well. Direction of use. So as I mentioned, it's a concentrated product. If you have to dilute it when you want to use it. For example, for the dish and the cooking utensil, you can dilute 1 part with 1 to 3 part of water. Kitchen, bathroom, and toilet, dilute 1 part with 1 to 2 part of water. For flooring, you can dilute even more. Like for example, 1 cup to 10 liter of water. So what I mean is that you can actually buy those dilute container. So for example, dilute container is, for example, 1 liter. If you want to dilute 1 part to 3 part of water, it means that you put about 330 maybe ml of APC. Then the rest you top up with water to 1 liter. So this means dilute 1 with 3 part of water. Let me move on to the other product, liquid detergent. Same thing, it uses a protease enzyme. It can penetrate fabric layer and remove variety of stain, including blood stain, human secretion means that sweat, and it's a complex super detergent, plant source surfactants. As I mentioned, you need a surfactant to bring away all these so-called, for example, the stain away after you're breaking down, after enzyme breaking down. So it can remove the stain effectively without the residual trace left. And this contains the anti-redeposition cellulose. So this immediately wrap out the stain dislodge and prevent secondary contamination of the wash clothing. What I try to say is that, for example, in a whole basket of the clothing that you want to wash, one of them may be very dirty. So after you wash, so the dislodged dirt, if you don't have this anti-redeposition cellulose, it might contaminate another piece of clothing. So this is important anti-redeposition cellulose. Let me show you a process of cleaning. Same thing, bioenzyme will act to break down all the bigger stain into the smaller stain. Then you have surfactant to bring the stain away from the surface or from the clothing to the water. And in order to prevent the secondary contamination of all these stains into another piece of clothing, so that have this anti-redeposition agent, it means that it will wrap the whole stain away in the water, then go to the pipe and drain out. And this process of breaking down of stain and round up all these stain continue to happen in the drainage. So that's how we contribute to the environment. So why liquid detergent? A higher degree of stain removal, whiteness, deodorization, and fabric care that give consumer cleaner, whiter, fresh, and soft touch clothing. And you have actually less bubble forming, so it saves water consumption, easier to be rinsed, and free from phosphorus, optical brighteners, and bleaching agent in the clothing, as I mentioned just now, and prevent harmful residue that causing skin irritation. And it's actually more safe to the environment. I think there is another point. This very important point. Okay, direction for use. The only thing that you have to take note is that you have to soak the dirty laundry for about 10 to 30 minutes. Then you let the enzyme to break down all the stain we mentioned just now. It actually can use for hand wash and all washes. And for example, my home is a washing machine with a front load. So a lot of people thought that if you front load, how can you soak your this laundry for 10 to 30 minutes? It's very simple. After you put in all your laundry, then you cover out, you let the water to come in. The water will rinse this liquid detergent into the container in the washing machine. Then you just pause for 20 to 30 minutes. So to let the enzyme to break down all the stains. So for example, if there's a stubborn stain, for example, at the collar of the shirt, so you can pre-treat by gently rubbing a small amount APC and LD onto the stain and leave it for 5 minutes. For example, once we sweat, the collar tend to have the maybe yellowish coloring kind of stains. So you just apply a layer of APC and LD and leave it for 5 minutes. Then after that, you just wash it, whether being hand washed or being washed by washing machine. And suitable for all kind of washable clothing, including premium quality garments. For example, those cost a lot of money, undergarment, or even for baby wear. So that is important. Undergarment, okay, that is all the clothes touch our body very much. So you definitely need to use LD, and baby wear also. I think it's definitely a good choice. In conclusion, GoEco is a healthy and green formulation. It's for you, for your family, and for our environment. Okay, I think that's all for this topic today.